Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video, I'll be sharing with you build updates to my Ram Rebel named Shadow. I'll provide the reasons for these modifications and how they will be utilized for my overland camping adventures. Also, if you are a follower of the channel, stick around until the end of the video as I'll be sharing some additional updates on how you can check out this beat up Ram truck in person. A few weeks ago, I added some bug netting to the AluCabin on the driver's side pop-up doors and the rear hatch. As the name suggests, it is to allow for warm weather camping without the hassle of flying pests intruding into the camper. Also, when the windows are open, it adds a small amount of additional privacy as the mesh screens make it harder to see inside. The netting modification also includes zip-up windows for complete privacy as well. The lining for the mesh windows were riveted into the cabin and the mesh was attached to the lining using Velcro. Additionally, a propane tank mount from Expedition Essentials was bolted onto the MULE exterior panel of the AluCabin, and I currently have an 11-pound propane tank placed on the mount. It is used for the propane 2-burner stove as well as a propane fire pit, which will be revealed soon. Also from Expedition Essentials, a MaxTrax mount was bolted onto the roof rack. This mount allows for 4 MaxTrax traction boards to be securely fitted and can be secured with a key lock, similar to the propane tank mount. So far, after driving Shadow around off-road, on-road, and on highways, there has not been any additional road noise that I could hear, but then again, I do have a loud exhaust system and a roof rack which already does create some noise in itself, so keep that in mind. There was also a MULE panel from GP Factor installed on the inside section of the entry hatch door, which will be utilized for additional organization. Most likely, a pouch system of some sort will be hung from the panel. A few weeks later, I partnered up with MULE Expedition Outfitters, Full Throttle batteries, and RedArc to modify Shadow with a dual battery setup. The batteries I opted for were 205 amp-hour AGM deep cycle batteries, which were mounted on steel mounting plates from MULE. The mounting plates are bolted onto the truck bed to reduce any possibility of movement during transport. There are some people who will prefer to use lithium batteries for their dual battery setup, which is another option to consider as well. Lithium batteries are smaller and lighter than AGM batteries, but they do tend to be a bit pricier than the AGM counterpart of a similar power capacity. Another detail to consider is that lithium batteries have greater energy density and can store up to 4 times more energy in the same sized battery. The benefit of AGM batteries compared to lithium though is that they perform better in extreme hot or cold weather, so that is something to take into consideration. As far as how long these batteries will last on a full charge, I will keep you posted after I try using them to full depletion on a few trips I have planned coming up. Once the batteries have been mounted, a RedArc BCDC power module was installed to allow for battery recharging through the alternator of the truck, as well as additional 12-volt ports, which will be used to power the interior lights of the AluCabin, the dual-zone refrigerator, a jackery I already own for its availability of a 110-volt outlet, and any other 12-volt devices I would like to power in the future. I also installed a bed rug for insulation, as well as some comfort on the bed of the truck. It gives a nice cozy vibe to the space. So far, I am extremely happy with this relatively minimalistic setup, and anticipate building some cabinets further down the road. I would like to thank Brendan and Ian, as well as the entire crew at the MULE Expedition Outfitters for the knowledge and installation, as they are always mindful of the modification process and consistently do an excellent job. I never hesitate in recommending them for overlanding modification work. I would also like to thank Full Throttle Batteries and RedArc for their partnership in providing these well-reputed products for the build. And last but not least, if you would like to check out Shadow and the build so far, feel free to come by the MULE and AluCab booth at Overland Expo Pacific Northwest on July 7th through 9th. I will also be there to say hello. With that said, be safe, take care, and I'll see you next time.